Today is March 31st. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today on the Big Book, we are on Chapter 6 in action. We'll read page 77. We are back to the 12 and 12 today. We are reading Step 11, page 99. And of course, we'll read it 24 hours a day and daily reflection. So with that, hope y'all are doing well this morning, my friends. I cannot believe we are already through with March. But you know, I love this time of year. Things are coming back to life. You can kind of feel the warmth in the air. Baseball season starting up. Although I'm not a huge baseball guy, but hockey playoffs are starting up soon. So I don't know. This is an exciting time of the year, and just another opportunity for me to wake up sober is always a good thing. So I hope y'all are doing well, and let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. All right, my friends. So if you recall from yesterday's reading, man, it was a heavy page 76, because in the first paragraph, we're talking about step 6, second paragraph, step 7, and now we are in the process of talking about step 8. The last paragraph we talked about was some of the scenarios where we might want to make those amends and might not. To some people, we need not and probably should not emphasize the spiritual feature on our first approach. So we are going to expand on that a little bit on page 77. We might prejudice them. At the moment, we are trying to put our lives in order. But this is not an end in itself. Our real purpose is to fit ourselves to be of maximum service to God and the people about us. It is seldom wise to approach an individual who still smarts from our injustice to them and announce that we have gone religious. In the prize ring, this will be called leading with the chin. Why lay ourselves open to being branded fanatics or religious bores? We may kill a future opportunity to carry a beneficial message. But a man is sure to be impressed with a sincere desire to set right the wrong. He is going to be more interested in a demonstration of goodwill than in our talk of spiritual discoveries. We don't use this as an excuse for shying away from the subject of God. When it will serve any good purpose, we are willing to announce our convictions with tact and common sense. The question of how to approach the man that we hated will arise. It may be that he has done us more harm than we have done him, and though we may have acquired a better attitude toward him, we're still not too keen about admitting our faults. Nevertheless, with a person we dislike, we take the bit in our teeth. It is harder to go to an enemy than to a friend, but we find it much more beneficial to us. We go to him in a helpful and forgiving spirit, confessing our former ill feeling and expressing our regret. Under no condition do we criticize such a person or argue. Simply, we tell him that we'll never get over our drinking until we've done our utmost to straighten out the past. We are there to sweep off our side of the street, realizing that nothing worthwhile can be accomplished until we do so. Never trying to tell him what he should do. His faults are not discussed. We stick to our own. If our manner is calm, frank, and open, we will be gratified with the result. Out of the 12 and 12, we're on step 11. Sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for the knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. 2 days ago, we were talking about the many forms of meditation, and they're about to give a demonstration here on page 99. But what about the rest of us who, less fortunate, don't even know how to begin? Well, we might start like this. First, let's look at a really good prayer. We won't have far to seek. The great men and women of all religions have left us a wonderful supply. Here, let us consider one that's a classic. Its author was a man who, for several years now, has been rated as a saint. We won't be biased or scared off by the fact that, because although he was not an alcoholic, he did, like us, go through the emotional wringer. And as he came out the other side of that painful experience, this prayer was his expression of what he could then see, feel, and wish to become. Lord, make me a channel of thy peace, that where there is hatred, I may bring love, that where there is wrong, I may bring the spirit of forgiveness, that where there is discord, I may bring harmony, that where there is error, I may bring truth, that where there is doubt, I may bring faith, that where there is despair, I may bring hope, that where there are shadows, I may bring light, that where there is sadness, I may bring joy. Lord, grant that I may seek rather to comfort than to be comforted, to understand than to be understood, to love than to be loved. For it is by self-forgetting that one finds. It is by forgiving that one is forgiven. And it is by dying that one awakens to eternal life. Amen. As beginners in meditation, we might now reread this prayer several times very slowly, savoring every word and trying to take in the deep meaning of each phrase and idea. It will help if we can drop all resistance to what our friend says. For in meditation, debate has no place. We rest quietly with the thoughts of someone who knows, so that we may experience and learn. "24 hours a day, March 31st. AA thought for the day. Since I've been in AA, have I made a start toward being more unselfish? Do I no longer want my own way in everything? When things go wrong and I can't have what I want, do I no longer sulk? Am I trying not to waste money on myself? And does it make me happy to see my family and my home have enough attention from me? Am I trying not to be all get and no give? Meditation for the day. Each day is a day of progress. Steady progress forward if you make it so. You may not see it, but God does. God does not judge by outward appearance. He judges by the heart. Let him see in your heart a simple desire always to do his will. Though you may feel that your work has been spoiled or tarnished, God sees it as an offering for him. When climbing a steep hill, people are often more conscious of the weakness of their stumbling feet than of the view, the grandeur, or even of the upward progress. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may persevere in all good things. I pray that I may advance each day in spite of my stumbling feet. Daily Reflection, March 31st. No one denied me love. On the AA calendar, it was year 2. A newcomer appeared at one of these groups. He soon proved that his was a desperate case, and that above all, he wanted to get well. He said, "Since I'm the victim of another addiction, even worse, stigmatized in alcoholism, you may not want me among you." 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 141 and 142. I came to you, a wife, mother, woman who had walked out on her husband, children, family. I was a drunk, a pillhead, a nothing. Yet, no one denied me love, caring, and a sense of belonging. Today, by God's grace and the love of a good sponsor in a home group, I can say that, through you and Alcoholics Anonymous, I am a wife, a mother, a grandmother, and a woman, sober, free of pills, responsible. Without a higher power I found in the fellowship, my life would be meaningless. I am full of gratitude to be a member of good standing in Alcoholics Anonymous. All right, my friends, that concludes today's reading, and some beautiful stuff as always. And I know I say that all the time, but it really is, like I've said it a million times, it is so hard for me to pick one. So I'm going to try to do like a little bit of each one. But real quick, out of the big book, I like that they do mention kind of a very, very practical way of making amends here, or what not to do necessarily. So it says on 77, if we've really wronged someone, we might want to make sure that we, instead of talk about religion and all these things, especially if it's fresh, right? Instead, it says here, our man is sure to be impressed with a sincere desire to set right the wrong. He's going to be more interested in a demonstration of goodwill than in our talk of spiritual discoveries. I know oftentimes actions speak louder than words. That's what my parents always told me as a kid. I can say sorry all I want to, but if my actions don't prove that, and I continue to do the same thing, my words really meant nothing. So a lot of times, especially when we're willing to make our amends, and I love also that it talks about only cleaning our side of the street. Instead of pointing the finger, yeah, but they did me wrong. No, what's your part in the story? Forget about what they did when we're making these amends. This is about you and letting go of your own bag of rocks. I think it's powerful stuff, very practical, but I've always loved that image of sweeping our own side of the street. Controlling what we can control. Pretty good stuff there. And then talking about prayer. The St. Francis prayer is absolutely beautiful. And I had a really good English teacher one time. She would tell me, as I was revising my papers in college, she would tell me, Rob, if you want to revise your paper and try to really scrutinize every single sentence and line, instead of starting from the top of your paper and working your way down, start from the bottom and work your way up. It forces your brain to slow down and look at each line individually. So I've noticed that when I read certain prayers from the bottom up, it slows things down. And I look at line by line instead of just kind of going through the motions, right? Because if anybody's like me, you go read an entire passage of something, and by the time you get to a question about it or something like that, if you're taking a test, you completely forgot what you just read. That was definitely me. Sometimes I just go through the motions and read something. I'm like, I completely forgot what I just read. So going to the St. Francis prayer, if you take it line by line, it is beautiful. So I'll just start with the last two lines. It is by dying that one awakens to eternal life. That's something to think about. That's such a paradox, right? Let's go to the next line. It is by forgiving that one is forgiven. Oh, my cat's knocking things over back there. But that's okay, I forgive her. For it is by self-forgetting that one finds. And I just work my way up. And it really makes me think about each line individually. Slows down my brain. That might not help anybody else on the planet, but it sure helps me. And the St. Francis prayer is one of those beautiful prayers that, again, it's not necessarily all about me. It's about serving others. But by serving others, somehow it does help me. That's not the motive in serving others, but rather a byproduct of serving others. It's a beautiful thing. So they use this prayer kind of as a demonstration of meditation, just breaking it down. And when I was a kid and a teenager and an adult, I would think of meditation as like this weird scenario where I'm on a mountaintop somewhere going Om with my eyes closed. I had no idea that meditation could be lots of different things. It's a broad category. And this is just one tiny demonstration of what meditation can be. Just looking at a very beautiful prayer line by line and just really thinking about each line, pondering on it, and how we can apply that line to our lives. This is a form of meditation. It's pretty cool that they include this on page 99. And finally, the 24 hours a day, making that progress. Stumbling and everything. And I love how they talk about how sometimes we're going up that hill and we're complaining, we're exhausted. But when you're atop that hill in life, or making your way up it, take a second to pause and look around. And a lot of times you'll see the beautiful, beautiful wilderness, the beautiful woods or scenery all around you. Or maybe you'll be the first to see that beautiful sunrise, right? The point is, like in our struggles, if we take a look around, we can see the beauty in what we're learning, the beauty of the character we're building, or the beauty of God's grace. It's amazing stuff. I used to live in a cabin in North Carolina, and I loved it. It was my first home. Oh, special appearance for my cat. Get out of here, you little troublemaker. Gosh, I feel like she's getting worse every day she's in this garage. But yeah, we used to have this little cabin. It was my first little bachelor pad and everything, and it was isolated. It was on the top of this mountain. And a lot of times I would just go outside and I would walk above the cabin, and there was an old dirt road that actually went beyond my cabin, and there were supposed to be some old plots of land a little higher up the mountain, but they never did develop them. But they still had the old dirt road up there. So a lot of times I would walk up the hill, and I was getting exhausted. Occasionally I would just stop and look around. And in the wintertime, you could see the woods for miles, and on top of that mountain, I just loved it. So, even stopping and looking around, that could be a form of meditation. And when I look around, I always find something that I'm grateful for. And if I'm grateful, I probably won't want to drink today. Beautiful stuff. But guys, I have rambled way over. We're on the 20-minute mark here, so I better hush. I hope you all have a great day today. If you're sober, I hope you know that you're a miracle, that you're giving a great gift to everybody around you, and you have a unique superpower. You're like Spider-Man or Wolverine, right? You have a unique superpower to help the next suffering alcoholic. Your story, I heard somebody talking about their addiction yesterday, and they said that their pain has turned into purpose. So your story can help somebody. And if you're not sober today, if you're going through that pain right now, I hope you realize that your story is not done yet. Just like so many others who have shared on the podcast, their stories at the beginning, they weren't done yet. This is just a chapter. But you have the ability to turn that page and write your next chapter. And you don't have to do it alone. There are people dying to help you. So I pray, as my cat crawls in a box right now, I pray that you would get the help that you need today. And we're here to help you. But my friends, as always, I don't speak on behalf of AA, NA, Al-Anon, any other sect or organization. I'm just a drunk. Honored to be here this morning with my crazy cats. And if we're given another set of 24 hours, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.